Hello everyone, TW here, and welcome to my review of Mario Kart 64 on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I finally broke down and got the expansion pass now that they finally have enough games for me to justify paying for it. By the way, no battle mode review here. I usually record late at night, and I'm not interrupting my friend's plans to help me review a 25-year-old game, so Grand Prix only, baby! We start things off with the Mushroom Cup, and we're choosing Toad. Gotta say, pretty big missed opportunity for Nintendo to cast Chuck Conroy as him, but Keegan-Michael Key isn't a bad choice for the film. Our first course is LUIGI Raceway. It's a pretty basic track, with its most noteworthy feature being a tunnel that has a real-time Tron playing footage at its entrance, but at a lower frame rate. This is pretty impressive, especially for 1997. There's also some simple shortcuts you can pull off with the mushroom. In the end, I was able to barely get that lead from Mario, starting off with a huge honkin' W. Love it! Race number 2, Moo Moo Farm. It's a nice rural aesthetic with hills and holes that are home to Monty Moles, whom will not think twice about completely ruining your day. It's because of them that I got 3rd place. God dang it. Okay, race number 3, KOOPA TROOPA Beach. Definitely not a location most people will be visiting this time of year, at least if you're on this side of the equator. The biggest obstacles here are these palm trees. They can go straight to Helheim. And yes, I know there are shortcuts here, but they're more of a risk-reward type, and I wanted to play it safe for the sake of trying to get that gold. And with that victory, my Joy-Con low battery notification went off, which means if I were a much more popular YouTube channel, this would be where I'd place the ads, but I guess we're just gonna have to move on to the next race instead. The final race of the Mushroom Cup is Calamari Desert. It's a desert, there's a train, and, well, that's basically it. I was doing relatively well until Bowser took the lead and just sped off like a demon. Thankfully, I still had enough points to win the gold in the Mushroom Cup, so I can't really complain about the results here. A win is a win is a win. Next is the Flower Cup, and I'm using the OG Nintendo mascot, Donkey Kong. Our first race is on the Toad Turnpike, and this is where the emulation can be a bit of an issue. Mario Kart 64 was made with the N64's control stick in mind, and anyone who has used it can tell you that the Switch is extremely different. What do I mean? These controls are oversensitive AF. You really have to try to not overcorrect, which can be a massive problem when the level is riddled with vehicles. This led me all the way down to last place. Thankfully, I was able to recover and win, which is a pretty nice metaphor for life in general. Either that or I'm putting way too much thought into a children's kart game. Next, our first winter theme level, Frappe Snowland. Having a star really helps as it allows you to bulldoze the mini snowmen that litter the course. Unfortunately, I didn't do too great of a job here and got in 3rd place. Mother fricker. Alright, race numero 3, Choco Mountain. When I was a kid, my mind immediately went to Cocoa Pebbles. Anyone else? Anyways, this is another race where the controls don't help my chances, especially early on. Thankfully, I was able to make a comeback and got in 1st place, so hooray for that. Our final race for Flower Cup is Mario Raceway. It's got some Mario iconography throughout, but it's easily the most basic course in the whole game, but this is only about halfway, so that's fine. My performance here is decent and was able to barely get into 3rd place thanks to a well-timed Thunderbolt. Gotta love those things. In the end, however, I was only able to get silver, which is more than acceptable, and I'll be honest, as long as I'm in the top 3, I'm satisfied. 4th and below, and that's disappointment for me. The Star Cup is our next challenge, and I decided to go for Peach for this one, as I figured that with all the royalty, I should have a better chance, right? Race 1, WARIO Stadium. Easily the longest track so far. It's basically a dirt bike track, but wider. I also only noticed now, but the stadium has an open roof, which is a really nice touch. So, how did I do? I ended up winning, but only by less than 1/10 of a second, which is nail-bitingly close. Oh boy. Alright, second race, Sherbet Land. This might be one of my least favorite courses, and it's all due to these bastard penguins. It's because of them that I only got in third place, which is starting to become a pattern. Motherfucker. Okay. Race 3, Royal Raceway. We've got home field advantage here, so let's friggin' go, baby! This track has a lot of turns and features a ramp that will launch the fuck out of you, so be sure to aim well. Also be sure not to fall in the water. In the end, I was only able to get in third place with Yoshi seemingly coming out of nowhere. Great good stuffs. Final Star Cup race. Bowser's Castle! Considering that Bowser is among us, if he doesn't get at least top 4, I'm officially calling him Mario's bitch. And speaking of which, this level is a bitch with these controls. For the first 2/3 of this race, I am doing absolutely horrendously. By the end, I did manage to get in 4th, but as I said earlier, anything below 3rd is a disappointment for me. With all of that being said, I still had enough points to earn 2nd place, so at least I have that going for me. And now for our final set of challenges, the Special Cup, and we're using Luigi because it's finally his time to step out of Mario's shadow once and for all. First race, D.K'S Jungle Parkway. We got ourselves a tropical location and hey, even a ramp. Ramps are almost always a positive for me in a racing game. There's also a snazzy bridge, and if you have a mushroom, you can shortcut up a hill to gain a distance between the other drivers. My result? First place! Alright, starting off good. Race 2, Yoshi Valley. This is easily among the more difficult tracks in the game as you can only tell your position by looking at the map. This is also a race that can only be won by choosing the best path as some are much shorter than others. I'll be honest, this one took a few tries as the game will not allow you to continue if you place in 5th or lower. My final result was 3rd. Again, mother effin' fucker. And you can go to world -1, Bowser. Race 3, Banshee Boardwalk. The spooky track gave me a fair share of challenges, but thankfully not to the degree of Yoshi Valley. There are also plenty of twists and turns, so be sure to drive wisely. I ended up in 3rd place once more, and what is it with all these 3rd places? Regardless, the next race is where it all matters. Bowser and I are neck and neck, which means whoever wins the next race among us wins it all. And with that, we have our main event of the evening. This is Rainbow Road! Easily the longest course of the entire game. Yes, it can feel long for the sake of it, but as someone who enjoys the gravitas and as a queer person, this course was made for me. And on top of that, this music is the absolute radness. So, how well did I do for the final race of the entire video? I think we'll need to cut to another clip to showcase just how close this one was.
Here we go.
You know what? I'm not even mad. That was a really fun race and I will gladly take home the silver trophy. Not an ounce of shame here. And that was Mario Kart 64. Did it? Yes. Controls somewhat poorly on the Switch? Sometimes yeah, but is it still super fun? Oh, hell yeah! Grab a friend and go karting Mario style. And that's the video. Next time we're taking a look at a super fun fighting game, so join me then.
Ow, 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 ow.